What's happening, ninjas? What's happening? Just doing a little shrub job here. I just pretty much finished everything trimming. May have to do a few little touches once I get done cleaning everything up. Plan is to mulch a lot of this stuff, and whatever can't be mulched, I'll just go ahead and throw it in the bed of the truck. Didn't go super heavy on this stuff because of the time of the year, but it was really necessary because it was getting out of control. And so whenever I have to trim anything this time of the year, I don't go real heavy on it like I do in fall, like we normally do, which is really when you're supposed to be trimming everything. But sometimes you don't have a choice. I mean, stuff gets overgrown and you just have to, you know, keep it controlled. How you ninjas doing? What's going on? You know, I've been thinking, what the hell am I doing out here? When I started my business, this is not how I planned things to go. It's freaking holiday weekend. I'm out here mowing and trimming shrubs all by myself. No employees. Nothing. Lost a customer, fired me for the stupidest reason ever. Equipment is breaking on me. I'm way behind. And then when it rains, the weather interferes, makes it even worse. Customers are blowing up my phone. People are wanting this done, that done. I just can't keep up when I'm all by myself. Why did the customer fire me, you ask? They asked me to do something additional to our normal routine, mowing. The wife came out, showed me what she wanted done. I said, no problem. They're the kind of customer we have a card on file. I charge accordingly. And I told her this would be extra, of course, because it took me probably an additional 30 minutes. I could see on her face she wasn't real happy about that. But she didn't say anything. She was like, really? I'm like, yeah, of course. You know, gave her the price. She nodded with her head, okay. I got it done. The next morning, her husband's texting me saying, thank you for everything you've done. We don't need your services anymore. Whatever. You know, and I never judge people, ever. I never judge people by what they drive, what they have, the kind of house they have. Those are just materialistical things. But for the sake of this story, I will say these people have a nice home. He's driving in a Maserati, and you know, you're gonna fire your lawn care guy because you asked him to do something that took an extra 30 minutes and I said this would be extra. Whatever. I don't know, ninjas. I just want to give up. I just want to quit. I want to get a job so I can be home on a steady schedule with my family and get rid of this headache. I'm tired of not being able to find people to work. I'm tired of the disrespect that we get from some of these clients, not all, but some of them. I'm tired of the disrespect that we get in general in lawn care. You feel unappreciated. And then you gotta still be a dad. You still gotta be a husband, or maybe a wife, because there's women in this industry.
We them ninjas, yeah. Chop it up like a blender, quick, fast, cut your grass, yeah. Chop it up like a blender, quick, fast, cut your grass, yeah. Chop it up like a blender. Saving green, be the team. We gon' pull up on the scene. Cut your grass by any means. It started out as just a dream, like Biggie. Now we the best in the city, like Biggie. Now we the best in the city. Pull up, pull up, pull up.
What's going on, all my lawn care ninjas? What is going on this sneaky Saturday? hope all you ninjas are doing good. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Sneaky Saturday. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you are spending or plan on spending some time, or by the time you're probably watching this video, I hope you have spent some time with your family, enjoyed some cooking out and maybe some fireworks. Hope everyone stays safe. You know, we get a lot of people who get hurt during this time of the year with fireworks, especially kids, but even adults. Got to be really careful with that stuff, even though they are fun. And I hope everyone's had a good week, man. It's you know, it's been a good week, even though for me it's been nothing but, I wouldn't say raining constantly, but I would get rained on just about every day this week for a good 15-20 minutes, downpour, and then it would drizzle. It's made things nasty. It slowed me down, got me a little bit behind, and you know, but it is what it is. I'm still moving forward and I'm getting done as much as I can, 1 yard at a time. Now that first segment in this video that you watched, how'd you like that? Was it good? No, not really. I know. But I want to tell you, I understand you. I get it. We all go through those moments at times. And I wanted to share with you that that is sometimes how we all probably feel. And sometimes you just feel like you can't win. Equipment's failing on you. Maybe you had an employee quit on you. Maybe you have a truck situation, you know, and you've got truck issues. Maybe you're dealing with some customers. By the way, that whole thing about customer firing me, that is true. It did happen. Maybe, you know, the weather is affecting you and you've got employees who are not wanting to show up and do their job, or they just quit on you, and now you're out here all by yourself, kind of like me. And you're out here working on a weekend holiday or any day. That is not what you had in mind when you started this business. I know. That is not what you pictured. You're trying to grow this thing. You're trying to make as much money as possible. But how can you? How can you feel motivated when everything, it seems like everything is hitting you from all sides? I want you to know, ninjas, that there is light outside that tunnel. And we've all been in that tunnel. Some of us are in that tunnel right now. We've all been in it. We are all going to go through it at some point or another. But I want to remind you something. I want to remind you what matters to you the most. Ask yourself. I'm asking you. What matters to you? Why did you start this? What motivated you then where you lost that motivation now? Let me tell you about me a little bit. I had a good job. I stayed with one company for 8 years. I built up my pay. I switched many positions with that company to work up to get better pay. But I knew if I wanted to live the life that I truly wanted to live, and at that point, of course, I wasn't married, I didn't have any kids, but I knew at some point or another, sooner or later, that was my plan, and I was going to end up getting married and having a child or two, or kids in general. And I knew by staying with that job, one, I wasn't happy, and two, I would never be able to provide for myself and my family the life that I want to have with that job. Why, you say? Even though you're making 15, 20 bucks an hour? Because you can only provide up to a certain point, and that's your max, because that's the amount of money that you're generating. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that for me and my future family. So what did I do? I quit. People told me I'm crazy. People told me I'll never make it. My own family was not real supportive of it. Not because they were hating on me or they didn't want me to succeed, but they were afraid for me. They didn't think that it's possible. You know, my father and my mother have worked all their life. That's all they know. And but one thing I got from them is the hard work. And I'll give you a small little example. I get pretty emotional about this because, my gosh, if this is not motivating, I don't know what is. I mean, my own family motivates me, which we'll get to that in a minute. But, you know, my mother and my father, they never had the extra money to do things. I never had the fancy stuff that I did growing up. But my mother and father always made sure we had two things. The two most important things that we all need. And that's a roof over our head and food on the table. And then sometimes it may not be the best food, but it's food. It'll fill up your stomach and you're not going to get hungry or starve. But my father and mother worked so hard for everything we did have, which wasn't much, but it was enough for them and for me. They were so proud of the things that they did. And I'll give you a small example. When my father finally decided, because we were renting, right, in an apartment when we moved here. When they finally got to the position where they were looking to buy a home, we couldn't buy the nicest home. We bought an average home. But my father was very committed in not wanting to be in debt. So he financed the home on 30-year loan, which is your average thing, I guess. But he and my mom paid that loan off, paid the house off in 6 years. How do I know that? Because I was the one there when the payments were being made. I remember sometimes I'd help out writing checks. I remember him telling me, son, write the check for the house, for the electric. You know, that was one of my chores, I guess you want to say, or one of my parts of the job, being in the family, I guess. And I remember, you know, one month it would just be the monthly payment. The next month it'd be the monthly payment and 15 extra hundred. The next month or 2 months, you know, and then he'd go a couple of months, maybe just regular payment. And then he would, you know, on the 4th or 5th or 6th month, he would say, hey, you know, write the monthly payment and put another 5,000, you know, towards principal. So growing up, I always, because of where I come from and because of what I have gone through and how I was raised, not in a bad way, but just very minimum. Growing up, I wanted more because I felt like there was more in life. I felt like I didn't want to struggle. Sorry, ninjas. I didn't want to struggle, and I didn't want my family to struggle like my parents did with me and my sister. So I wanted to do better. I wanted more. And these are the kind of things that I was thinking about as I was going through high school and as I was going through college. I was trying to figure myself out. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So when I got the job, I stuck to that job, and my father told me, hang on to that job, son. A lot of people are hurting and a lot of people don't have work, so be very thankful for the fact that you have a job and you're generating some kind of money, and stick with the company and grow with the company. I listened to him for 7-8 years, and I did that, and I grew with the company. My money grew, but it wasn't enough, and it wasn't anything that it would ever leave the circle that I was used to, because that's the only circle that my father ever was able to provide, the amount in that circle. So I started thinking outside of the box. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something more. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to work for myself so I can make my own decisions, I can make my own money, and I control how much money I make. So here I am. I work by myself. Sometimes I have employees, sometimes I don't. This time it was a choice to continue to work a little longer than usual by myself. And it's hard. It's hard to stay motivated when you have everything hitting you from all angles, like I said. Now I know some of us are more motivated than others, and some of us have a stronger willpower than others. But even the strong ones who are self-motivated sometimes need motivation. So I will start telling you what motivates me. What motivates me, number one, is my family. When I see my son smiling or ask for something, and I can provide that to him, it brings so much joy to my heart. And I don't want this video to turn into an emotional video, but it is an emotional topic. When my wife needs something, I don't have to be like my dad had to be and tell her no, or we can't afford that right now, you're gonna have to wait. Or telling the same to my son, even though he's very young right now, but he's very, very smart for his age, and he understands. So that motivates me. I get my satisfaction and my happy moments from my family. If my parents ever needed something and they came to me and said, we need your help, I won't have to turn them down. I can help them. That motivates me. My family motivates me, so that's number one. Number two, freedom. Being free. Controlling my own life. Not having somebody to tell me when I need to be there and clock in or clock out. And if I don't, that I'm gonna get punished for whatever the punishment may be. A write-up, a warning. That motivates me. I have fallen in love being a free man. And being in control of my life and my destiny and my income. That motivates me. So those are just a few things to a few others that I have, but this video is already going to be long enough. I want you to know that I understand. I want you to know that I have been many times in the same position you have if you are going through this. Maybe you've already gone through this, maybe you're going through this, and if you haven't, you may at some point. I want you to know, to ask yourself, why did you start this? Why? You probably had a job just like I did. You were probably doing okay. Had to go into work, come home, you had your off days. What made you and what motivated you then to start working for yourself? What happened to that motivation, man? What happened? Where did it slip? Where did it go? Dig deep down inside you. Look for that same motivation, because it's still there, but it's buried underneath all the BS that comes with life itself and running a business. The stress, the employees, the customers, the weather, the equipment. Scoot it aside. Dig deep down inside, seriously. Look for that motivation, because it's still there. It never has left you. Now when you find it, look at it, picture it, remember what your goals were then. Remember what you wanted to achieve when you started this. Remember why you started this. What drove you to start this? Did you find it? Are you thinking about it? Go ahead, keep thinking about it while you're watching me right now. Did you find it? Now think about all those things. Go ahead and use it. Bring it back to you, man. Bring it back to you. It's part of you. Now take a deep breath. Exhale. You ready to go to work? You ready to make those dreams come true? You got this, man. Don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. Life is not supposed to be easy. This whole life is just a test. We all go through this life with ups and downs and headaches, stress, depression sometimes. We feel let down. We feel like we're not worthy. We feel like we can't provide for our families what we originally intended to and how we intended to. Some things I know that's out of your control. You can't control everything. You can't control the weather. You can't control if a customer today is going to be nice to you, or maybe they have a bad situation in their life and they are not going to be so nice to you. You can't control when equipment wants to fail on you. But you know what you can control? You. You can control you. One thing I have learned over the course of the last few years is our minds are really powerful, man. And our day is going to be how we present our day to our mind and how we look around. If we look depressed, our day is going to be depressed. If we look upset, our day is going to be upset. I want you to know, ninjas, you're not alone. I'm not alone. I'm in this with you. We're all in this together. Some of us on a bigger scale, some of us on a smaller scale. And we all sometimes, if not most of the time, feel like we're not where we want to be. And that's a good thing. You should always try to do better. You should always have a goal and a plan that will get you to the next step. But I tell you what, get up out of bed, get off your couch, take a step forward, get out of your house, get in your truck, go take care of this yard. Keep taking these steps, because if you don't, you'll always be where you are. You'll always have the same results if you don't take those chances and take the risks. And success is a big word. And we all look at success differently. What is successful? Who is successful? A millionaire? Someone who has $1 million in their bank account? A beautiful home and a nice car? Or somebody who's happy and has a great business and a truck and a normal home? How do we define success? Who cares? Just strive for your goals. Keep moving forward and keep taking those steps forward. And your dreams will become true. If you never take that step forward, like I said, you'll always be where you are. And you will be successful. You got this, man. Okay? And I'm in this with you. I go through ups and downs all the time. More than I share. I don't make these kinds of videos all the time. You know that. You watch all the videos. You're a loyal ninja. But sometimes I want to remind myself and you guys on camera that we're all in this together and you're not alone. I think sometimes we get so caught up in all this stuff that we don't realize that you're the boss. You're the owner. And it's easy to get caught up in this kind of stuff because we all come from a mentality of working for somebody else. So we start to believe that the customers are our owners. We start to believe that they own us. Not all, but some, especially if you're not on best terms with certain people. But you're the owner. You're in control. You got this. And you decide what you want to do, How much do you want to do? Don't ever depend on your employees. Don't ever depend on customers. Depend on yourself. And hire employees. Hire customers. Yeah, that's a different one, huh? Didn't think about that one. They're hiring you, but you're hiring them. Who's hiring who? Yes, you work for them. Yes, they're paying you. But you can walk away. It's that easy. You don't like somebody, you don't like a job. Maybe something is not really what you want to do. Find something else. When that customer dropped me, I just picked up another one that's a year around, card on file and all. I replaced it instantly. Not by hunting it, not because I was freaking out that I lost them. It just came to me. Don't stress over the little stuff. Did you find that big picture of what motivated you when you first started? You did? Focus on that. And you will get ahead. By this time next year, the things that are stressing you right now are not going to even matter. Nothing's going to matter. The only thing that's going to matter is your well-being, your family's well-being, and that you are one step forward than where you were. It is very important that you always keep moving forward. Or as I call it, keep mowing forward. So ninjas, stay strong out there. You got this, man. It'll be okay. I mean that. It'll be okay. I hope all you ninjas have a good holiday weekend. By the time you're watching this, it may be already over with. I don't think I'll get a chance to upload this tonight. And I know tomorrow is Sunday. So it may be tomorrow night. If not, it'll be probably Monday or Tuesday. Take care, ninjas. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Saving green, be the team. We gon' pull up on the scene. Cut your grass by any means. It started out as just a dream. Like Biggie. Now we the best in the city. Like Biggie. Now we the best in the city. Pull up. Saving green. Yeah.